This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this Bullet Premier Ultralight model 30RI. Okay, so this is just a how-to video, and I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. And we'll just move around the outside and then the inside of the trailer. Okay, so first of all, you have power stabilizer jacks on this. I'll show you when we get up to the front off-door side where the switches are, but keep in mind, one switch controls both rear, one switch controls both front, and if you see right there, there's a shaft with a pin through it. Well, you get a crank with this trailer that could actually crank those manually if you had to get yourself out of trouble. That would be right here. You can see it's a cylinder with a slot cut in it. It fits right on there. So you could actually crank those in and out if you had a problem with them. Now, you have a 3/4 inch crank here, okay, and that's for the power tongue jack, and you can use it in case this happens to fail. Your power tongue jack right here. If that happens, you could pull this plug out of the top, put that crank or a 3/4 inch socket on a drill or whatever, and you can actually hitch and unhitch. Get yourself out of trouble once again. So those are both really good features to have. They're really reliable parts, but you know they are parts, so sometimes they do break. So okay, you have a power awning with an LED strip. Okay, you have outside speakers. This is some entertainment. You got an outside TV. There's a remote there. You also have straps for the TV. Make sure you strap it when you're traveling. You have a dorm style refrigerator right here. Okay. That works on 110 AC, so as soon as you plug the trailer in, it turns on. You got some prep surface here and storage. Okay. Let me just look down here real quick to see if I'm missing anything important that I should be telling you about. Okay, there we go. Let me see. No, we're pretty good. Okay, so this type of slide room here with the cables on it is called an Accu Slide, just in case you need to know that. It's made by BAL. It's called an Accu Slide. All right, so this is your water heater. The switches to operate it are inside the trailer. I just want to show you that right now it's drained. You can see there's the plug, or the cap is off of it. This is the cap right here. It's drained because the trailer right now is winterized. So the water heater is bypassed and it's empty. To drain it, to take this cap off, it's an 1 1/16" 6-point socket. So keep that in mind. And it works on gas or electric. And as I stated, the switches are inside. I'll show you when we get there. Okay. This hose, or sprayer I guess you call it, has a quick connect on it. You can plug it into there's at least one port on this trailer. Sometimes there's two. We'll point them out when we get there. 2 LP tanks, of course, with a regulator. This is a deep cycle marine battery. And I don't know if I can show you that. Well, I'm in the shop right now, so it's a little bit dark, but if you look right there, here. Light here, hold on please. You can see right there the red kill switch for the battery. So you can actually disconnect the battery when you put it into storage if you want to. That way it won't drain down as quickly. We're still prepping it right now, so we can see there's some things are apart. It's pre-prepped for a power inverter, just so you know that. Smart solar controllers right there. That's your dump hose that comes with it. Let's see here. We're still working on this right now, but basically you have the different levels to set your bypass and everything. Right now they're testing it, so they're pumping antifreeze through it to pressurize it. This is where you winterize it at. This is your city water connection right here. That's the most common way to get water to the trailer. This is just the fresh water tank fill right here. So if you go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can You can fill the tank and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. These are your stabilizer jack switches. Remember I told you one jack for the front, it works both front, and the other switch works both rear, okay? And that's of course one of the places, or maybe the place, you hook the sprayer up to. We'll see as we move along. Let me look here. Yeah, so this other one here is the black tank flush valve here. Keep that in mind. If you want to flush your black tank, you hook the hose at the dump station up to that. Then you would leave your valves open, right? You can see the black and the gray water tank valves. Leave them open and then turn on the water and it'll spray out the inside of the tank and clean it pretty good. It'll also clean the sensors off so you get a more accurate reading, which is an important thing. Okay, this is a 50 amp system, so you have a 50 amp cord that's 30 feet long, plus we give you a reducer to reduce it down to 30, and then there's also another one up front that'll reduce it down to a 20, so you could plug it in at home. Just remember, you can't run the air conditioners off of 20 amps, so everything else is no problem, but you have to have at least 30 amps to run your air conditioner. Okay, it's prepped for a backup camera, so you can always add one if you choose to. While we're looking up, the manufacturer states that you should inspect your roof every 90 days. So, you know, somebody needs to go up there and check out the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation, make sure there's no way water can get in, make sure there's no damage to the roof attachments by low branches or road debris, things like that. Just give it a good inspection. If you see an issue, take care of it immediately. Okay, so here we go inside. This is your control panel here. It's similar to most. 2 slide rooms here. Your power awning switch here. Never leave the awning out unattended. Of course, if you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. To light your water heater on gas is right here. To light it on electric is right here. Now remember, I showed you how it's drained. Never turn on the electric heating element or the gas when the water tank is empty. The water heater tank is empty. You always want to make sure that it has water in it or else you'll damage it. So you always make sure you fill it up before you start using that. Okay, your water pump switch is right here. That's to pump water from the fresh water tank. If you're at a campground that doesn't have plumbing, you also use it to winterize your trailer. And these are just lights. And then of course you have your levels, battery, fresh water tank, black one. You only have one. Don't pay attention to black 2 because you only have one black tank in this trailer. This is just a standard panel. Gray 2. Okay. All right. So the next thing here is this is just your thermostat. It works like any thermostat. You just hit the mode button and you can cycle through it. You have of course fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, right? Then you'll have cool, which is actually air conditioning. Now if it gives you an option to use low, high, or auto as the fan speed, always choose auto. That's the best way to go. And also it has the furnace. Furnace is on there, so you can run your furnace on LP from there. This is a carbon monoxide LP gas detector. Also, if it starts beeping very slowly, it's telling you that your battery is low. So LP check is good. Carbon monoxide coming up. And now low battery alarm. And then it's back to green. It should always be green. If it's not, get it serviced. Okay, so let's move into the living area. The refrigerator is always latch the door obviously so it doesn't swing open and get damaged, but it's a 12 volt DC refrigerator. The advantage to 12 volt DC over gas absorption is it's much deeper, so you have more cubic feet in there because it goes a third deeper. So you have more space inside. It runs off of 12 volts. Speaking of 12 volts, this device here is your power converter. Right here. So what this does is converts AC to DC power. So it starts off with 110 AC, which you have right here. You can see you got regular circuit breakers like you see at home, and they're all labeled. Okay. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here, and you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. Okay. If any of these blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see it through the tinted plastic here. And importantly, this is also a battery tender. So when you're plugged into shore power, it's going to always send so much energy your battery needs, and it'll keep it charged. So that's important, because basically everything, the 12 volt is drawn from your battery, and your battery is recharged by this, or when you're pulling it down the road, it's recharged by the alternator on your tow vehicle. Okay. So moving along. I don't know if he's got the gas on here, so we'll just see. If it's not, I'll just talk you through it. But let me get off of there. This is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark it. Okay. This you got 3 knobs and 3 burners, of course, and then the one over to the right is for the oven. So let me see if he's got any gas on. Yep. So there, it's that simple. Turn it clockwise to spark. Now when it comes to the oven, it's a little different. There's a pilot light at the bottom all the way to the back. Maybe you can see it if I spark it. Yep, there you go. It's back there. So what you do is you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the pilot light, then you depress it. You keep it depressed during the whole lighting procedure. Then you're going to spark with your left hand until the pilot light down here lights. Once it lights, you still hold this in for another 10 seconds or so. Then you go to operating temperature, and it cycles as an oven does, of course. Now, when you shut it off, the flame goes out, of course, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Also, always remember to keep this shut when you're traveling, or the glass top needs to be in the down position when you're traveling. This is just a range hood vent with a fan and a light. Your microwave works like any other microwave, nothing unique about it. Got a pantry here. So you have some remotes here. This first remote is for your fireplace. The fireplace works on 110 AC, so it'll heat in here without using up your limited supply of LP gas. So there you have it there. Now you can change the appearance of the flame, just to show you. There's all different combos here. You can set the temperature. You can also, here, let's do it that way. You can set it like so. It also has a fan in there, like a space heater does, and it has a timer. So you could set it to turn on, 15 minutes before you get up in the morning, something like that. And it'll take the chill out of the trailer on cold mornings for you. The TV works like any other TV, and that would be this remote here. This remote here is for your sound, which is right here. So this you have a USB here to stream off USB. You have Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone to your tablet, stream that way. It has AM/FM radio. It has this particular one is an HDMI in if you need to go into the system right there, for example. And it has speaker zones, 2 zones in this one, I believe. Yep, you can hardly see it there, but zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 1 is inside the trailer, zone 2 is outside the trailer. So it really does everything you need. One of the advantages of having this in would be if you had like a portable Blu-ray player, for example, you could go straight into the system right there, and it's a very simple hookup. You don't have to go behind it or patch from the back, anything like that. Okay. Okay, so also the TV comes with straps. It has a swing-out bracket on it. You always want to strap it when you're traveling so it doesn't get damaged. Alright, so this is well, let me see what it is here before I speak. Yes, this is a hide-a-bed here. So you take the back cushions off, you grab it down here, you fold it out. It's 3 panels, and it's foam panels, so it's not a bad, as hide-a-beds go, it's not so bad. These are theater seats, of course. Self-explanatory. Your dinette and your 4 chairs. Always strap the inner leg of your chairs so that they can't bounce around. You don't keep them from moving. You can't like totally tie them down, but you're just going to keep them from bouncing around and breaking something. All right. So let me look here, see if I forgot anything. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So let's go into the bathroom. Bathroom works like any other. It's sink and shower are typical. You have a vent here. You always want to run that with the shower to pull humidity out. Also, if it's the time of year, let's say when you have people visiting you at night and there's condensation from their breath, that sort of thing, you can just turn this on and it'll pull it all out. You won't have any issues with it. Always keep the door latched when it's shut. And of course, I don't know if excuse me, I don't know if you've owned RVs before, but I'll assume you don't know this, even though you probably do. This is the flush pedal, right? Directly below us is the black tank. You can't run the toilet or use the toilet without water and chemical in the black tank. So after you get to the campsite, you'll hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here, you'll dump a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you'll step on the pedal, and because the water's hooked up, water will come swirling around and wash the chemical right into the black tank, and you keep your foot on it till you put about a gallon or so of water in it. Some people use more, it's up to you, but the main thing is you have to have water and chemical in it. You can't use it dry, because if you do, the smell will be terrible, plus you can get clogged up, so you always have to remember to do that. And of course, this is a GFCI. And this is pre-wired for an inverter, like I stated, and this plug would be inverted if you had an inverter going on it. Alright, so this is telling us, that sticker there is telling us this is pre-wired for a second air conditioner. It is a 50 amp system. So the air conditioner, to put it in, if you purchased one, this vent will come out and the air conditioner fits right in there. Okay. This is telling us that this is pre-wired for a signal booster, okay, for your Wi-Fi. And of course your TV hookups are here, and there's a backing plate here to hang a bracket. Okay. Storage under the bed, your emergency window. To use it, you're going to push this all the way through, and then you'll just grab a hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and you can exit that way in an emergency. Okay. Let me see what else we've got here, in case I forgot something. I think we've pretty much got it. It's got a nice barrel ceiling on it. It's a very strong roof, as you can see. Okay, I think that does it. So, okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important. And also, like I talked about, the trailer is winterized right now. The water heater is empty, and it's in bypass mode, and there's antifreeze in the system. Okay, thank you very much.